Hello everyone, welcome back to Crafty Concepts with Erin, and Happy New Year! I cannot believe it's 2023 already. If you caught my catalog walkthrough video last Friday, you know how ridiculously excited I am about this Are We There Yet paper pack. So I have a double page scrapbook layout for you, but before we jump into the process, in case you didn't see that video, I'll give you a quick walkthrough of this collection. As you can see, this is definitely a travel themed collection, and I think the colors are awesome. It's totally universal. So there are several sheets of double-sided pattern paper. I already have them flipped over. So there's the suitcases, there's these little kind of location markers. This one is honey butter with arrows, or actually dotted lines with tiny little arrows on there. The other side is this one with all of these travel points of interest on there. And there are stamps that coordinate with this particular paperback too. You can get each one of these as an individual stamp. So if you have, the Eiffel Tower pictures or Statue of Liberty pictures to document and you just want to focus on that, there are the stamps that coordinate. So that's really cool. This one's probably my favorite. It is the map paper, and on the other side is this very cool like passport stamps. And then I did get the workshop collection, so these are bonus pieces, and I'll show you here in just a minute what the workshops look like if you want to follow those. I always kind of do my own thing, but these just pop right out of here, and look at all these are tags and then little banner pieces, and how cute is that? A little enjoying the journey tag, and you just punch that out. And then there are these large kind of frame brackets here for a layout, and those are really cool. You get 2 of those, and you get special bonus pattern paper exclusive to the workshop. So this has little airplanes on the background. Very cute. And then you get a bunch of cardstock to create the layouts. There's 3 double page layouts. So all of these sheets of cardstock in coordinating colors that you would need. Let me grab the workshop really quick. So you get this full color guide, and you can see how they've used that airplane paper in the background, and then all of the tags. They've done some ink blending. So you can create this layout. You have everything you need, and then these 2, so you can see those frames in there, how they've used those. And then there's this one here. So very, very fun, and you can do those or do your own thing. I'm going to switch it up and do my own thing today. So let me get this cleaned up and we'll jump right in. Since this is going to be a double page layout, I'm bringing in both of my VersaMats to work on. Before I start building my layout, we are going to do a little stenciling. So anytime I am stenciling, I like to bring in my all-purpose mat because it's it has a grippy silicone back, and the front surface wipes up really easily. Nothing sticks to this. Even adhesive just comes right off. I have this really cool travel stencil, and there's the map of the world on there, and actually let me show you in the core catalog. It'll be easier to see. So towards the back they have these 12 by 12 stencils, perfect for scrapbooking, and this is one bundle here. It's kind of travel themed, but you can see it there. There's the map of the world. This one you can layer up to make a suitcase. There's a cityscape, a map, and this one says live, love, travel. And then this says explore, wood grain. There's some birch trees and arrows. The explore stencil is super cool. I'll show you a little later in the video how I've used that one. And then this is waves, tropical leaves, hello sunshine. There's the sun setting into the water and some seashells. So very, very cool usable images. So we're going to add this map of the world to some white daisy. Toffee is a featured color in this paper pack, so I don't want the map to be super bold. I want it to just be some background interest. So I chose Toffee, and I'm going to use this blending brush to apply the color very lightly. So you want to hold your stencil in place with some low tack tape. This teal colored tape is by Close to My Heart, and they have it in 2 different sizes. So I love having those great big pieces to work with, and then I just tore it in half. So again, I'm using a blending brush because it goes on nice and soft. I've obviously sped this up quite a bit, but just going over, and then it's kind of a cool look to concentrate the color around the edges of the map and have it get lighter in the center. So I am being mindful of that because I want that to be my end result.
Although the blending brushes do apply the color a little bit softer, you can still build the color and get a nice intense result if that is the look you're after. So let's go ahead and lift this up and see how it is looking. Perfect. And go ahead and remove my low tack tape. And I always save that tape. You can use it over and over again. Now, I watched Janice in our Creative Design Team Creatives membership. We had a whole month on stenciling, and she added some splatter over her map, and I thought that looked so cool. So I just grabbed the coordinating Toffee shimmer brush and added a little bit of splatter to the background. I am going to mat this on sapphire cardstock, so we have like a little frame style around the edge, just a slight little margin there. And of course, we're going to repeat that look on the opposite side to tie these two pages together.
So I have several photos, and these pictures we were just taking off for our vacation. We were at the airport. So there's my two boys and Desiree, my son's girlfriend. And this is particularly funny because this one's pretty country, right? He rides horses, just very Western. And we're headed to Italy. We're going where it's hot, and, you know, they usually dress a little bit fancier, and you just cannot get him out of his blue jeans and his button-up shirt. But that's okay. That's him, right? So then we have some pictures of us actually on the airplane. They still did have the mask mandate at that time. So just some snapshots of, this is my best friend. She actually organized and planned this trip, and we met in San Francisco at the airport. They're more Southern California, we're more Northern, so we just met up at the airport to head out on our trip. So this is, it's kind of going to tell a story. This is just getting to the airport, waiting for the shuttle, and then we met up with our friends inside the airport. And then these pictures are us just waiting to get on the plane and then getting on the plane. So I printed these. These are 3x4 and these are 3x3. And I did that so I could kind of stack them or organize them in a grid formation. And it works really well for the photos to do that. And actually, I think I'm going to switch these up. In this photo, we're kind of looking in. And I think it might be more interesting to stagger the grid lines there. So we'll go like this possibly. And I might move her up here because she's looking more in to the layout that way. So that's pretty much the first thing I do is I kind of figure out my photos and then I start building up my paper layers. I definitely want to use this matte paper. I think it's just really cool. And I thought that if I cut it in half, like a 6-inch, I could have half on each side. I like to think of my layouts as one large kind of 12x24 layout. So this might work if we do that. And I definitely want to bring in the suitcase paper because what a perfect time to use it, right? We're at the airport, we've all got our luggage. It just seems very appropriate. Not that scrapbook layouts always have to be literal, but in this case it works out, so why not? But I'm not sure. This is a very busy pattern. It's something I want to use in small portions. I also have the pocket cards or the picture my life cards, and these are really cute. So if you're not familiar with these, they are kind of intended for pocket scrapbooking, but I love to fussy cut out the images or layer the pocket cards on my regular layouts. So they're double-sided. One is portrait, one is horizontal or landscape. So with suitcases, a little map with the our location marker, and they're always different colors. So they're similar, but you have lots of options. And then just some good patterns, textures. There's great journaling cards. This one says observations with some binoculars. This is going to make a great paper pack for like mountain or hiking adventures as well, not just like traveling on big trips. Life is a grand adventure. Enjoy the journey. We're going places. Love these. And again, it's oriented, slightly different color. So this is cute for layering, or you can use that for journaling. Always take the scenic route. Great for hiking. This one, date, destination, and details. So these are 3x4, and then we have 4x6 also. So there's a little bicycle, and then just another really great pattern. So then we get into the 4x6s, little luggage tags, passports. Those are very cool, passport stamps. Ooh, I really like this one with the compasses. You know what? I might use that one. Adventure is meant to be shared. I like that. Would actually be really good because we're going on a trip with our friends. This, again, how perfect is that for hiking? Because it's like a topography map. And then we have the globe that you could fussy cut that out, use this for journaling. We've got a camera, obviously very usable. More of like a city map. Looks like a postcard style. That would be awesome for journaling. Born to travel with a little suitcase. And then these are cute with the arrows, a little backpack. And there's a whole world out there. Love that. So yeah, I think I'm definitely going to use those. I might use this one here, maybe the suitcases. That's cute. So I really like this one over here behind this. So you have a lot of blue in this photo. So that might be coming together kind of like that. And we're covering a little bit of the matte paper or the stenciling we did, but that's okay because I really just want to show our flight path, which is going to be in this section here. And then this is really cute too. These are just fun for layering, like I said, just kind of, a lot of us love that layered look in scrapbooking, and these pocket cards are a great way to get that. We have some zip strips too. These are the branding strips, and that might be fun. I always like to kind of finish off the transition when I'm layering my papers. So that's cute there, and it brings in some bright colors. So before I get too much further, I'm going to go cut this paper in half and then kind of separate these two layouts. Okay, so I got everything. This side's adhered down. This side I'm not 100% sure yet, but I did cut this in half. Again, it's 6 by 12. Each side is 6 by 12. So I can go ahead and bring my photos back in. I think that's how I had them there. And I want to bring in, like I said, that suitcase paper. So I was kind of thinking of maybe matting these on the suitcase paper. But it's a busy paper, and I don't know, that looks a little chaotic to me. I don't like that. So it just doesn't help the photos stand out. It's just visually confusing. And I have the blue over here, so I think that maybe we should go with, I love this paper, but it doesn't work to mat the photos. It would be better suited as an, kind of an accessory paper over like on the side. But maybe if we use this and bring in that sapphire. And this also works very well because, let me grab another piece of paper. I thought about using the passport paper because, again, it's very appropriate in literal translation. We're in the airport, we've got our passports, we're getting them stamped. So it'd be a great opportunity to use this. But we have the matte paper in the background, and that's kind of an abstract pattern. You have lines going every which direction, and you do on this as well. Just like a passport book, these are rotated, turned, some are upside down, sideways, angled, and so that's more of a kind of free-flowing pattern. And to me, it looks better when you put a structured pattern against a more flowy, natural, abstract type of pattern, if that makes sense, as opposed to layering one right over the other. Do you see the difference? This would work, but I think the structured pattern works better in this situation. And I cannot stress enough, these are never rules, just kind of how my brain works, and hopefully it helps you when you are planning out your scrapbook layouts. So I'm just kind of eyeballing that to see where I need to cut that. I think I want to give myself a little more room to add some embellishments down here. So I'm going to go trim this paper down.
I ended up cutting that to just mat the photos, and then I'm going to bring in some stickers. These are from the coordinating sticker sheet. Away We Go is going to be a perfect title, and then this little toffee colored piece says The Adventure Begins. I usually like to have my titles on the left of a double page, not always, but typically, and I think I'll put this little sticker over here. I do have this pocket card I want to layer, and I'm fine with it being kind of a map paper over a map because they're different colors. So that looks good right there. I'm definitely liking the title layered over the bottom. And I want to bring in some more color. So this is Papaya. We have the bright color in the zip strip, so I do want to repeat that elsewhere on the layout. More stickers from the sticker sheet. There's this little globe and the compass. Whenever I have intersecting corners, I kind of like to cover those with an embellishment to tie everything in together and just kind of get them all as one cohesive piece. Rather than bringing in the suitcase paper, I'm going to use this pocket card, and I'm thinking I want to fussy cut that out. There is a very similar sticker on the sticker sheet. So if you hate fussy cutting, you can use the sticker from the sticker sheet. It's a little bit bigger than the images on the pocket card. So I just thought I would use this on this particular layout and save my sticker for a different spread. If you have a pair of these super sharp microtip scissors, fussy cutting is not so bad. I'm going to create a little embellishment cluster right up here at the top. I want something on the background of the white daisy on the right hand side, so I thought maybe this airplane paper. We have the stenciling on the left, and I thought about adding more stenciling, but I'm going to save that paper for our flight home. There's a pocket card here with the passport stamps, and let's try that one. Oh, that's cool. It looks like I've stamped those right on the background, and that adds interest, and it offsets and balances on the upper right hand corner. So you have kind of this diagonal line drawing your eye. I still need room for journaling, so I'm going to try a couple of these pocket cards. That one's cool. I think it's a little bit big for the space that I have, so let's try this one and maybe this side. That works. I have the brightly colored zip strip on the left-hand side, so I think I'm going to use the other one to balance it out on this side. I will remove the section behind the photos and save that for another project. I do want to add a little bit more of that papaya paper, so we'll mat our journaling block here. And then this piece, it says getting there is half the fun, so I thought that is perfect for this layout. This is from the bonus die cuts from the workshop. It's one of the pieces that you just pop out. So I'm thinking I want to build the embellishment cluster up a little bit more in this lower left-hand corner. So we'll layer those just like that. And then I have some circles. This little banner piece is from the workshop die cuts. So we're going to layer that, and then this was just in my stash. It's a toffee circle, and then we have this little white tag. So maybe we'll just layer that. I don't need the tag part, but that will highlight these adorable little suitcases. So I did cut them off the carrier sheet. They still have their little backing, but I just cut out the suitcases I wanted because I wasn't sure yet, and that way they're adhesive backed. I'm not liking the two circles on opposite sides. So I'm going to move the toffee circle and bring in some stamping to embellish this corner. So this is the coordinating stamp set, and I am trying to bring in more of the papaya. So I'm going to stamp the little passport book in the papaya colored ink. And all of these images, if you get the coordinating thin cuts, do have a thin cut die. And I love that they come on their own magnetic sheet. I'm pretty sure Close to My Heart is the only company that does that. I could be wrong. Let me know in the comments, but I love how they have the magnet sheet. Everything stores in the envelope together. It's just really convenient. I'm just pulling stickers off the sticker sheet. We have this little camera, and I'm going to layer that right there. And I'm going to add a little sapphire ink to the edges of this sticker so it stands out a little bit better against the background. And then my journaling card here. I'm just going to go around the edges to give it a little bit of contrast and a little dimension. I am happy with the suitcases, so I can go ahead and remove the plastic sheet and commit those to the layout. I love that these have adhesive backing, so we'll just stack those up right on the circle there. Super cute. And there's a suitcase on wheels, and I thought this one would go over here nicely. Maybe there. You know what? I should add my journaling before I commit to that. I was looking for a tiny airplane stamp, and I didn't have one quite small enough, so I cut that little guy on the Cricut. Now, this same stamp set has this little dotted line with an arrow, and I thought that would be fun to show the flight path. So I'm going to slip this little foam carrier sheet behind, and then I'm going to use Papaya ink to show the flight path. So I'm off camera a little bit. I'm inking that up, and there's an arrow on one side. So since we are going to Italy, I'm going to have the arrow pointing to our destination. So right about there. I'm going to clean it off really well, excuse me, and mask off the arrow because now I just want the dotted portion of the stamp. And no, the plane didn't make a bunch of curly cues, swoop-de-loos, but it's fun and it adds interest. So we'll just we came from California, and then we could cover the open space in the middle with a plane. How perfect is that? I just need to glue my plane down. So this is a wax pencil and it's great for picking up tiny little pieces of paper or sequins, things that are hard to grip. And the plane is from the Love Each Day Close to My Heart collection. So there's a travel layout in there. So I pulled the whole layout into Design Space and deleted everything except the plane and then just shrunk that down. And I think it's perfect. It was just what I was envisioning. I had a lot to say, so I decided to type it up and use my Avery sticker paper to adhere it to this pocket card. I can't write that tiny, so when I have kind of a lot to say, I will tend to type it up so I can fit it in. I, of course, talked about how we met up with our friends at the San Francisco airport and how we had to have a COVID test report saying we were negative. We had to have our passports and very tiny luggage because when you are traveling internationally, the luggage requirements for carry-ons are much smaller. And it was really hard to find suitcases that fit those specifications, but we made it, we passed, everything was smooth sailing. And once we were on the plane, it was such a relief because I felt like there were so many things that could go wrong. This is a little sticker from the sticker sheet and it says East. So I thought that was fun because we're traveling east. And I love arrows. So I went through my stash and found the wooden arrows. And I thought maybe a little, just something right over here. That one's super cute. I like to use my micro glue dots to adhere these to the background. Arrows are a go-to embellishment for me, and I always have them in my stash because you can use them on just about any layout and they can draw your eye or direct your eye to certain details. So that's always kind of fun. So you can see how that sticker paper just blends into the background. I am loving how that map element turned out. I think that is just so fun. Hang tight and I will show you the Explore stencil layout like I promised in the beginning. So you can see the transition, a little bit of the pocket card. If it bothered you, you could hide that with a well-placed embellishment, but it does not bother me. And in the page protector, I don't think you will even notice it. You may have caught the process video because I did share this one here on my channel, but there is how I use the Explore title. So that stencil comes in the same travel stencil bundle, and there's 4 different layers, and I've only used 3 here, but you can do all 4. And look, there's some cool arrows on there as well. But you can stencil it right on the background like I did here, or you can stencil it and cut those images out. But how cool is that? And you can layer the different ink colors to match your layout. And this is the 4 Seasons Winter Collection paper, just in case you're curious. But I just love it, and I wanted to show you guys another way to use this travel themed stencil bundle. And look, more arrows. See, I'm telling you, you can't go wrong with arrows. Everything I used to create today's project can be found in the description box below, and I'd love it if you'd hit that thumbs up button. It definitely helps me out on YouTube. Thank you for doing that. Here's another video to inspire you, and I'll catch you next time. Bye.